Approximately 1 in 5 adults in the UK have started a side hustle since March 2020. This is largely attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic, which prompted many to seek additional sources of income. Over two-thirds, that's 68% of Gen Zs have a side hustle, followed closely by millennials at 65%. On average, side hustlers earn approximately £497 per month, with only 16% making over £1,000 monthly. In the UK, the percentage of side hustlers making £10,000 or more every month is relatively small at 4.7%. As someone who has made over £424,000 in 3 years from my online business, here's what I've learned about making money online.
So the first thing is to realize that it's not easy. I've been doing this now for 4 years, and it takes time to get to a point where you have a trusted brand, where you've built credibility. And I understand why creators will say all you need to do is do X, Y, and Z in order to get to £10,000 per month, for example. But I'm also quite cynical as well, and a lot of these creators will sell courses because ultimately that's how they make their money. That's how they get to £10,000 per month, not necessarily doing what they're telling you you can do to make £10,000. But when you really boil it down, you have to be discerning in terms of understanding whether that's the kind of person that you're listening to. And I think the fundamental thing that you need to recognize is that oftentimes when you're just starting out and you have a product or a service that you're trying to sell to people and there's an exchange of value, when you're starting out especially, people have more reasons not to buy from you than to buy from you. So you have to take the time to build credibility, to provide value, to give people a reason to want to buy from you. And unfortunately, that doesn't come overnight. That takes some time. And you also need to understand your strategy. Are you selling to businesses? Are you selling to consumers? Are you selling to both? And how do you market to that audience accordingly? This is not an overnight fix. It takes work, it takes patience. It's not going to be easy. That's tip number one. Here's the second thing, and I don't use this language lightly, but pick your poison really, really carefully. What I often find people doing is starting up side ventures, side hustles that are almost a quick win to make a load of money. And that's fine if you're trying to do it for a short-term fix. You're trying to make money for a short-term goal. But if you want longevity out of this, I truly believe that you have to pick something that you're either interested in and passionate about. And that's the difference. I've seen too many people start side hustles. They're still in their 9-to-5 job. And because they're doing 2 or 3 different things, they find themselves pulled in so many different directions that when the reality of life sets in, it's not really sustainable. And the question is that you have to ask yourself at the outset is, do you want to do this? Do you want to build something that's going to give you longevity, or is it towards a short-term goal? And if it is towards a short-term goal, that is completely fine. But if you really want to do this properly, and especially if you're in a 9-to-5 job, the barometer of whether or not this thing is going to be successful is, can you generate enough income consistently to replace your salary in your 9-to-5? Once you get to that point, then you have a good indication that this is something that you can actually work upon. But is it something you want to do long term? Be clear on why you're doing this. I think a lot of people skip this step, and it's fundamentally important. Because it's not going to be easy, you have to be anchored into something that truly means something to you. For example, are you doing this because this is a short-term fix to raise some money to help you get a deposit for a property? If that is the case, that's completely fine. Or are you trying to build something that ultimately will pay your bills long term, and you might even be looking to create and build a business behind this that you can sell for generational wealth later on? Knowing this from the outset is absolutely crucial because it's going to set the tone for the things that you do and how you actually approach your business. I thought many people go into this just thinking about how they're going to make money, what money they're going to make, and they miss this step. And because things are not going to be easy, if you're not clear on why you're doing this, when the going gets tough, it is very, very likely that you're going to find yourself unsure about what you're doing and not willing to carry on. You need to have a tangible reason to fight through the muck. And believe me, there is a lot of muck when it comes to making money online or trying to build a business that is based online. So this one's a doozy, but it's important that we actually speak about it. And that's the fact that you're going to feel like you're failing, and it's okay. What I've learned over the past 4 years doing this is that when you feel this way, it's important to embrace that feeling and ask the difficult question, why is it that you feel the way you feel? It could be a sign that you need to do more of something or less of something. You need to pay attention to something that you may have dropped the ball on. You may need to pivot. I think it's really important to listen to our instincts, because your gut always knows what is right. And by following your gut, you'll find yourself on the right side of a decision that you need to make. I also think that you need to accept that as human beings, we are fallible, and we will naturally have this feeling of inadequacy, biting off slightly more than what we can handle. And whilst that is a natural emotion you're going to feel, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's real. And that's where psychology comes in, and being really clear on why you're doing this. And ultimately for me, when I feel this way, yes, I listen to the emotions, but I also try to root myself in gratitude, because I think it's the only way in which you can really appreciate how far you've come on your journey. If you're feeling like you're failing, you've probably made some progress. Hopefully you've made a lot of progress. And it may just mean that something's happened that didn't quite go your way. And more importantly, please try not to compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. Be mindful that you're on your own journey and try to enjoy it. At some stage on your journey, you're going to get to the point where you will make the money that you hoped that you would make when you first started this thing out. But I would argue that this is probably the riskiest time in your business, and it's very, very easy to get caught up in the hype of your own success. Don't get caught up in the hype of your own success. It's in times like this that it becomes easy to drop the ball, to lose focus on the things that made you different, that made you to stand out, that made you the person that people wanted to buy this product or this service from. And you have to focus on what you do to get you to the next level. Root yourself in your why. Pay attention to the small stuff when things are working really, really well, because that's how you're going to get to the next level. Another thing that's really important is to make sure that you build yourself a network. This is something that I haven't necessarily done to the level of success that I wish that I have or had, but it's crucially important. Remember that when you are setting out, it's very, very lonely running your own business. You're inside your head all of the time. And because you're in your head, you don't get that outside perspective. When you're alone, focusing on your business, trying to figure out what you need to do, how you're going to grow, what the next step is, it's very, very easy to get caught up on the little things. Having a book of people that you can call to say, look, this is where I'm at, what do you think, allows you to gain that outside perspective, because they will see things differently to you. And oftentimes when you have these conversations, and when I've had these conversations with my network, they presented things that I never would have thought of on my own. So having a group of people that you can call upon to share ideas, just to have a chat with on the phone about business, better yet, if you can find a mentor, is absolutely crucial. There are a group of people that I would phone if I'm negotiating a contract, or if I'm not necessarily clear or sure on a contract point. And having that relationship is invaluable, because you learn so much from other people's experience. There's one more thing that I want to add before we clock off on this video. Please make sure that you enjoy the journey. I feel like nowadays, people are more obsessed about getting to the destination, and the destination isn't really the most important thing. The journey is where the value is really at. I mean, think about it. You want to earn a lot of money, you want to achieve goals, and this is your vehicle to do that. The journey is where you're going to learn new things, you're going to develop new skills, you're going to better yourself. And I think over the years, when you look back, you want to be able to have fond memories of the journey. So please don't get caught up in the hype. Remember the difficult times, remember the good times, celebrate them. Take time to really allow them to sink in, because when life is all said and done, those are the things that I think you'll look back on fondly, not necessarily the Bentley or the nice house that you acquired. The memories, the things that you did are the things that you're going to remember. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is my take on making money online in 2024 and beyond. If you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. Please also smash the like button. It just means that other people also get to see this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and until next time, catch you later on.